Ed Myers, welcome back. Alright, unfortunately no warm-up today. Just getting right into the challenge, so we'll see how many it takes to get fully warmed up, but hopefully it can be pretty quick. That is a good start there with 7 feet 11 inches. Can't complain too much. Also, this hole just feels so much more doable than the 9-iron hole. Definitely more slopes to work with on the green that are making it easier to get closer. 10 feet 3 inches on that one, a little bit chunky. Alright, a little long there. Right idea, but I gotta get these left of the hole. Is your 9-iron fixed, and how am I feeling today? Yeah, so feeling pretty good today, actually. Made a lot of swing changes yesterday when I didn't go live, so hoping that those can stay consistent now. And I just dropped off my 9-iron at my club pro shop yesterday, so I'm hoping to have that fixed before my spring break golf trip. We'll see if I've got to make some adjustments though. Right idea, just fading a little bit too much right now. Also, there is 2 miles per hour of wind going left to right. I don't know how much that has to do with the fade as much as me just hitting a fade, but so far off to a pretty solid start. Alright, well, 5 good shots and 5 right misses. So, but I think 3 were within 10 feet for the first round. 2 within 10 feet, actually, and then 1 right on 10 feet 3 inches. So, pretty good start. Just got to adjust the aim a little bit. Are you adding putter? I haven't decided yet. It's, I'm still questioning whether to add it or not. I think I'm going to, as kind of a bonus club at the end. I'm hoping to there's a par 3 course that I was looking at over the summer where I could maybe putt one down a hill kind of and see if I could make a hole-in-one that way. Or I could just buy a older, slightly broken putter and maybe try to do some half to 3/4 swings on a 100-yard hole and see if I can get one with the putter. Alright, well, got it on the right line there, but chunked it by quite a bit. Actually bounced off the slope and almost hit the hole, but that one is not going to do it. Right line, just got to actually hit that one clean. that's the first one today that should have a decent chance. It did fly it by a little bit, though. Much better line on these last two. 13 feet, 1 inch, mostly past the pin on that one. Got to take a little bit off here. A little bit off or add a little bit of backspin. Right idea. That one definitely had more backspin, but I was still long. More backspin and also 2 mile per hour more club speed, so that didn't help. 22 feet. Here we go. I feel really good about the 8 iron though. This hole is really similar to the one that I hit with the pitching wedge, and if I can properly use this slope, I'm hoping to get this one done today, because I know how long the 9 iron is going to take me with such a flat green. Alright, that one should use the slope. Okay, probably 2 or 3 feet behind it, but definitely the right idea on that one. 3 feet on the dot. New record today, so I'll get that updated in a second here. But that's the idea. Just use that slope and get one to roll in from that left side. Right idea, right shot shape, but a little bit too far right there. All right. What is the course called? It is Cabot Cliffs in Canada. How I talk to the wall. All right, let's get 3 feet. Let's get that updated real quick. Okay, I think that's updated now. Yeah, there we go. Are you still going to be using the same course for the 9 iron? Yeah, I'm sticking with that whole PJ West Stadium course. I think it's either hole number 16 or 17. But yep, once I get the 9 iron back, I'm gonna continue with that one. A little bit mishit there. All right, still 10 feet 8 inches, so not the worst. Alright, first elbow cross there. I think I've had like 8 out of 10 of my misses left, so or sorry, misses right. So I'm trying to get these left, but not the right way to do it there. Just got to start it a little more left rather than pull drawing it. All right, not bad. 14 feet, 11 inches. Oh, wow, that was a bad swing. Oh. Here we go. All right, a couple mishits right now. A little bit inconsistent, but still some close ones, and we're really early. Only 15 shots in right now with no warm-up, so got to get warm a little bit. Yeah, new hole. Yep. Thanks for joining back, Lucy. This is this is the 8-iron now, but only because my 9-iron is currently broken. Once I get it fixed, I'll be back in action on that previous one. But this one's much more doable than the last one, so I'm hoping to get some good attempts today and maybe make one. It's on a pretty good line. Just a little bit short. Right idea though, using that left side slope, 4 feet 3 inches. Alright, let that one leak a little bit too far right. Another decent one. Oh, probably the right distance, but just a little bit too far right again. 6 feet 6 inches. Alright, I really like how the swing feels so far, and the distance seems to be good. Just got to get these left of the pin, because that's where the slope is. So far they're landing kind of in line with the pin, or even a little bit right of it. Same exact spot on that one. A little bit longer, but left to right wise, same spot. So I feel like I'm aiming more and more left, but the results are not showing that right now. Very thin on that one, which means it's going to fade a lot. Well, the good news is distance is like almost perfect now on probably like 3 out of the 5 attempts. And now if I can just get the line right, there should be some good attempts here. Do you remember me? I said I had a handicap of +1.5 last night. I do remember that. I believed you as well, and then you told me it was a 20. But yeah, I do remember that. What would you use for this hole? Usually, I feel like if I was playing this hole in person, I would use a 9-iron. Because 8-iron's kind of the distance of where this back pin is, and I think more of a center green shot would be ideal, because if you miss going at this pin, then you're going to be chipping and it's going to be green working away from you downhill. So I would probably play a 9-iron to the center of the green if I was actually playing here in person and trying to make a par. But for the challenge, 8-iron is best. Alright, I am getting really sick of these right misses right now. I gotta close this club face off a little bit. Just wide open. Gotta aim a little bit more left and close this club face. Well, big overcorrection. I was sick of the right misses. Ended up hitting a draw there instead and putting in the bunker. So yeah, that bunker right there is the reason that I wouldn't hit 8-iron if I was actually playing this hole. Because then you're just working with downhill green and it would just be an impossible up and down. Alright, not a bad starting line. The club face is about, on that one it was 3 degrees open, and I think I need to get it to about 1 degree open to get this in the right spot. So just got to close it a little bit, find the in-between of the last shot and this one, and hopefully I can get more that use that slope, because so far I think I've only had 2 or 3 that have correctly used the slope over there on the left. Got a chance at using it. Just landed off in the fringe. I think it would have been long though, so not too bad. Much better line than those last two. Same exact landing spot as the last one. Got to get that maybe 1 or 2 yards to the right, and that one should be good. Should be landing softer if it hits the green and using that side slope. Tendy Edits, welcome back. thanks for joining back. I do remember you. Stone Bone Matthews, how's it going? And then what was the last course you've been to? That is a good question. I'd assume it was my home course, but I haven't played a round of outdoor golf since whenever my home course closed, which I would say was early November. So it's been a while since my last outdoor round. I'm definitely ready to get back into it though once the snow melts here in Wisconsin. Alright, that one should hit the slope. A little bit short again. Right idea though, because it crossed over where the pin is. As long as they cross over in front or behind the pin, it's a good attempt. 5 feet 9 inches on that one. Little bit too far right. Another good idea though. Starting to get in a little bit better of a rhythm here. I think I can get some more consistent attempts that use that slope. Misses are getting closer and closer to the right spot. Gonna land in the right area. Just past it. Not bad. A little bit long, but definitely the right idea on that one again. 8 feet 4 inches. That one stayed straight on me. Oh, kind of. Almost took the slope enough to the point where it was close, but not quite. Landing on that fringe on the left usually takes it out of contention for a hole-in-one. A little bit thin on that one. Not a bad result though for how it was hit. It was very thin and very heely, and it still ended up 10 feet away, so not going to complain there. Alright, 2 out of those 5 though crossed. 1 crossed in front of the pin and 1 crossed behind. So definitely on the right track. Right idea again, a little bit too much fade, but so far all over the distance, which is good. 11 feet 3 inches. one should have a chance if it misses the fringe. No, it just bounced off the fringe. A little bit long as well, though. Alright, that one's going to cross. Let's see if it's the right distance. A little bit short. Right idea, though. 4 feet 2 inches. A bit of a pull on that one. Back in that bunker that I would not want to play from in real life. That one looks brutal. Another one that should cross over. Probably like 3 or 4 feet behind it. Another close one. 6 feet 4 inches total. All right, again though, got 2 out of the 5 to cross in front of or behind the pin. So if we can keep that trend going, we're getting 2 good attempts each set of 5. Should get lucky with one of these. A few of my dad's friends gave me a new, to me, driver, new bag and a set of irons in a different style. I've been enjoying them. That's awesome. What club brand are they? How many times do you come here to practice and not film? I would say, that's a good question. I really only will use this place in my winter, and then I'll just go to my outdoor driving range to practice. But in the off season, when I'm going here, I would say I come here for probably maybe 6 hours a week where I don't film, and then I would say I try to get in about like I've been slacking a little bit, but I try to get in about 7 hours of streaming a week. So usually I'd say I'm practicing 13 to 14 hours a week indoor, and then I definitely practice more back when I'm outside. It's tough sometimes it's tough to get the motivation to go hit balls into a screen inside, but I'm trying my best to stay on top of it. A little too far right on that one. Didn't quite cross over. "12 feet 1 inch. Alright, right landing spot. Let's see if the distance is good. Just behind it again. Right idea. Right idea, probably 6 feet, 7.5 feet behind it. Oh, caught the bunker again, a little bit too far left. Alright, another one that's going to catch the landing zone. A little bit long again though. Gotta take some distance off these. But again though, that's currently 2 of 4 that have been in the landing zone and have just crossed over behind the pin, so gotta keep aiming for 2 of the 5 to be in that right landing zone. That one's going to be a little bit too far right. Too far right and still a little bit too long, so gotta still take some off. Alright, 14 feet 4 inches. Another solid round though, gotta keep these up. Oh, not sure they're in my dad's truck. No problem. What do you shoot on par 72? It usually depends on how hard the course is, but my current index is 0.5. So if the course is has a course rating of anywhere around 72, I usually should be shooting like anywhere from even to 5 over. So I believe my last year's scoring average was right around 77, but I was playing a couple courses that were harder than par 72, so kind of depends on how hard the course is. Yeah, so what would you say your handicap is on a good day opposed to a bad day? Yeah, that's a good question. I would say that I think the lowest I've got my handicap is right around like a 0.2. And that was when I was playing some really good golf over a summer stretch. And my bad golf, though, I mean, when golf is so interesting because when you're off, you can be off. And I'll shoot like mid-80s sometimes. I had a tournament last summer that I was really excited for. I was playing great leading into it. I shot a 73 on the practice round I played there, and then I played the tournament round and shot like, I think it was an 85 or an 86. So golf can get you sometimes, and you can have some bad rounds out there. Alright, that one's on the right line again. Let's see if the distance is good. Oh, definitely a new best attempt, but 1 foot 11 inches. I can't believe that stopped short. Needed a little bit more roll out there. Beautiful swing, by the way. Thank you, Bob the Builder. I really appreciate it. Have you fixed your backswing yet, or are you still working on it? I have. I would say I've semi-fixed my backswing. It's definitely still a work in progress, but it's getting there. Much more consistent. And then also, do you have any tips on setup? How to get the same positioning every time? Yeah, so I think one of the most important things with the setup is you have to take advantage of everything that you can control. Because there's so many uncontrollables about golf, like whether lie or wind or bad bounces. So every time I would set up my left-hand grip first, I like to line the club up right where my fingers like split down here. So that happens first, and then I wrap my thumb around it so it's pointed right down the shaft. And then I'm an interlocker, so wherever my right hand feels comfortable with that grip is what I do. And then I just try to make sure everything's aligned, shoulders, hips, feet, stuff like that. And I guess I don't really know exactly what I do to keep the backswing on plane. I'm trying to think of that one. I'll let you know if I have a tip for that in a minute here. All right, another one that's going to land in the zone. Yeah, a little long though. Didn't have much backspin on it. Oh, very thin on that one. That was not the best swing. Kind of got away with it though, but still not one to brag about. Probably like 20 feet or so. 19 feet 3 inches. A little bit left. Gonna land on that fringe, and that fringe just gives it a bad bounce. I'm not gonna do too good from there. 33 feet. Oh, and a chunk pull there. Started that set off good and then fell apart a little bit. One thing I've noticed with my swing is if I don't feel like my right shoulder touches my chin in the follow through, usually my shot isn't struck well. Yeah, that's definitely a good feel. I used to use that, and I think my dad uses that feel. Really like the pause in my swing. Thank you, Stoneboat Matthews. I appreciate it. No, that definitely makes sense, Bob the Builder. Do you move the club forward? Yeah, so usually I have a, here, let me see if I can, first let me quickly update the closest. I think it was 1'11" there, so let me get that changed. Sorry if the camera is shaky for a second here. I gotta manually type it in on my phone. And then I'm also gonna update the like goal here because everyone's been liking the video, which I really appreciate. All right, let me get this adjusted real quick, and then we're back to some swings. Okay, that should be good. Let me double check. Sorry for the pause there. Okay. Here we go. Back to updated screen. But anyway, so yeah, I think with the do you move the club forward? Usually when I'm actually playing my rounds on the course, my pre-shot routine, I like to stop and pause at where the club is parallel to the ground. And I typically roll my hands open. So that club face is a little open back here. So I really turn it down to where it should be. And then from here, I bring it back to where the ball is, which then has that forward club shaft press that I think like almost every pro, probably every pro uses. They have a little bit of shaft lean at the beginning of the swing. And then starting with your hands there definitely helps me get my hands back to their impact so I can hit a little bit more down on the ball. But for indoor practice, I typically don't go through all of the full pre-shot routine. It would take a little bit long with a challenge like this. Oh. lock back in though, because that's like 3 bad swings in a row now. Here we go. Missed the bunker, but not by much. And I think that's just as bad of a spot. 55 feet chipping from the back side of the green there. All right, here we go. A little bit better, pretty far off the heel, so it faded a little extra compared to the last couple, but back on the right track, hopefully. Got to get back into a rhythm here. I think I only hit the landing spot once on that last set of 5. Trying to get at least 2. Gonna hit the landing zone, but it's gonna be pretty short, I think. Oh, never mind, it did get there. Might have lost a little bit of backspin with the miss hit. 19 feet, 11 inches. I'm gonna ignore that one a little bit. Currently trying to make a swing, not a swing change, but a little bit of a swing adjustment while playing, which doesn't tend to work. I don't hinge quite enough at the top of my swing, which you'll probably notice. I wish I could get that club a little bit further back here. That's kind of the one thing I'm currently working on, and unfortunately when I work on it while playing, it doesn't end up being too consistent. So I'll save that one for later and go to some more consistent swings, hopefully. All right, better contact, just left the club face closed there. A little bit sloppy right now, though. Got to get back to a good rhythm. I think zero shots in the landing zone that set of 5. Back at it, yep, flip coast. Shaft lean. Yeah, I would say would enjoy seeing you play golf course sometimes if you finish your goal. Yeah, I'm definitely once they I've currently got a foot of snow on the ground here in Madison, Wisconsin. But once they open, I'm going to get out to the real course. Could not hit the ball to save my life at the new driving range. Don't know why. Was it off of mats or was it off of the ground for that driving range? But then back to your question, Bob the Builder. Yeah, I definitely think. I think shaft lean is really good overall. I think it gets more compression out of it because from my experience, when I start with my hands pressed forward, my body wants to get back to that spot. And then sometimes when I start neutral, my body only goes back to the neutral spot. And when you're hitting down on it and de-lofting a little bit, you can usually get more compression and a little bit more spin out of it if it's struck correctly. So I do shaft lean at the beginning of my swings. All right, here we go. Let's lock in for these 5 and get some actual good attempts going again. Lost the feel a little bit on that last set of 5. All right, much better contact. A little bit off on the line, but back in the back with a good swing at least. Alright, there we go. That one should hit the landing zone. Okay, ran behind the pin, a little bit too long there. Right idea though. Finally, after I think 10 misses in a row of the landing zone, I got one back. Took a little bit to get adjusted, but here we go. I thought that one was going to fade when I hit it. Stayed straight though, and unfortunately missed the that landing zone on the green. "23 feet 6 inches." Maybe needs to fade a little bit. That one looked like better distance, but it hit the fringe, so it took that big bounce. Might have been decent there, but a little bit off on the landing spot. All good though, got the rhythm back. Time for some good attempts here. Another good strike. Much better on the backspin. So it seems like it would have been the good distance, but left it out to the right again. All right, let's see. All right, got about 35 minutes left on the simulator bay here, so I really want to get one or two more improvements. Off mats. Yeah, mats can be tough sometimes with contact. Yep, that feeling when you get the compression. Yeah, I love the whistling sound. That's what keeps me coming back to golf. Sunday I played a Halloween course on a simulator with my dad and uncle. It was a long course but fun. That's awesome. Yeah, simulator golf is super cool in my opinion. I mean, obviously you're hitting off the same mat and like spot every shot, but still so much fun, and I think it's good for the swing in the long run. What is the best you have hit with your 8? I believe, sorry, I had to grab some water real quick. I believe, well, this is only day 2 of attempts with the 8, so I think it is the 1 foot 11 inches that I had earlier is the best so far. But definitely some time to improve. I still feel really good about the swing today, so we'll see if we can get a couple more good ones in there. Oh man, big chunk there. But yeah, so for everyone joining now, if this is your first time seeing the stream, so the challenge is to make a hole-in-one with every club in my bag. I know obviously I'm on day 51 and I just said I'm on day 2 with the 8-iron. So I've already made 4 hole-in-ones with 4 different clubs. I've completed all my wedges, so 56 degree, 52 degree, 48 degree, and pitching wedge. And then I was working on my 9-iron, and where the shaft glues to the club head actually like slipped off. So it's currently in 2 pieces. I just got it into my pro shop to get that fixed. Hopefully before my spring break golf trip, which is coming up. Don't really want to play that one down a 9-iron. But yeah, so this is day 2 with the 8-iron. Have definitely had some really good attempts today. The closest was 1 foot 11 inches, and hoping to get it done today. I still got about 30 more minutes of simulator time. So let's see if I can get another good one, maybe another record, or just get one to go in here. Alright, there's another good one. That landing zone on the left is where it needs to land, because then it comes down to the right and goes past the pin. Unfortunately, that one was about 2 or 3 yards too long, 9 feet 5 inches. But yeah, this hole is definitely much more doable. The hole I picked for my 9-iron is a completely flat island green, so it has been really hard to get that one done. And then this one I can actually use the slopes, which is how I've been doing it most of the time in the past. My 56 degree I did on the Pebble Beach short hole, so that one I was able to spin it back off that slope. I'm trying to think if any others were recognizable holes. I don't think so, but the idea is to use a slope here and try to spin it off or do whatever to get it to run past the hole. Alright, a little bit right and short. Might have been a little bit chunky. Couldn't really tell on that one. 20 feet. Oh man. Huge double cross there. I felt it immediately. Which it means out to in swing path as well as a closed club face. So really just a pole draw on the next tee box. Not the best there. It's all right though. Dreaded straight ball there. I'm trying to hit a little bit of a fade, and that one just stayed straight on me. Not bad though. Still good contact. All right. One point. Oh yeah. I need to switch that. Simulator is good for winter months and rainy days. But completely agreed. Love the simulator on in the off season when there's snow outside for me, and super useful. But let me actually switch that back real quick though. The distance. So we got the accurate one. Sorry again for the shaky camera here. There we go. All right. That should update, I think. Let's see. Yep, there we go. Got it updated. One time I chunked it so bad, took a piece out of it. That's not good. All right, here we go. New set of 5. Let's get 2 of these in the right landing zone on that left side. A little bit of a fade there, too much fade. Good distance though. That one's the one distance wise. Just gotta get that one directionally. 15 feet. Might get the landing zone. Oh, a little bit right, and that one hurts too because that one was the perfect distance. If that one lands left, it gives it a really good chance. 5 feet 4 inches though, not bad. Leaving it out a little bit. Oh man, that one was just a lazy swing. Very chunky there. Alright, here we go. 0 so far this round in the landing zone. One was still 5 feet 4 inches away, but didn't really have a chance of going in. So let's get back to that left side. Kind of the same as that first shot, where it's a little bit too far right. 8 feet 3 inches. Alright, none in the landing zone there, but distance was a little bit better that round, so let's keep that going. What software and launch monitor are you using? I'm GC4 and GS Pro. I know that the launch monitor, this is a public facility in Madison, Wisconsin that I pay for like a monthly membership, but there's a TrackMan IO, I believe it is, up here in the ceiling. I'm not sure what the PC side of the software is that it's running on. Weather gets very unpredictable in North Carolina with hurricane season and rain. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, but definitely. And then what type of golf clubs do you have? I currently, for my irons, I have the Titleist T200s. They're getting pretty old now, so I'm thinking of getting new irons this season actually, and going down to the T150s, I believe it is. It's like one step closer to the blades, but not quite blades, because I don't know if I'm ready for that. But definitely want to get a little bit closer to the blades to get some more spin control and launch control like that. Might hit the landing zone, or it's just a little too far left. I think it bounced off the fringe, which is why I took such a big hop. But yeah, when I got these irons, I was still looking for extra distance, and now I feel like I'm at a point where I don't need that distance. I definitely still have to build up my swing speed a lot, but I'm at a point where I don't really need it through the club, and I want a little bit more control from the T150s. Man, two good shots in a row that didn't want to fade at all. So couldn't get those to hit the landing zone, but definitely in the right area still. Oh, wow. I just lost the face at the top of my swing there. That one wasn't too good. Lonely Lemon, oh my, thank you for joining. I interlock on my grip. Okay, so Lonely Lemon, sorry to catch you up. I've actually been streaming fairly consistently, but I've been putting them as unlisted, so they don't show up on my page anymore for right now. But I'm gonna try to relist them as public. I don't know. There was some weird stuff going on with like watch hours, so I just left them as unlisted for now. But yeah. So the 9-iron, I spent 12 days on it, and I think I saw you on that short commenting about it, but it's where the shaft and the head completely split off. So the 9-iron is currently in the process of being put back to one piece, and so I skipped ahead to the 8-iron. But this hole is much easier than the 9-iron hole. I can use a slope on the left side, and I've had some closer attempts 2 days into the 8-iron. There we go. So that one should hit the landing zone. It's going to be short because it was a little thin. Oh, I think it hit the fringe and got fringe boosted. I thought you brought the luck back, Lonely Lemon. Almost got one on the first one you were watching there. But yeah, if I can get it to land to the left, it usually uses that slope and runs down near the pin. A little bit of a pole draw there. Been struggling with that on these last 5 to 10 shots or so. Let's get back to the straighter ball flight, or even a little bit of a fade. So with interlocking, do you ever feel that your fingers hurt after hitting for a while? I haven't noticed that. Usually I try to grip the club pretty loose, so I haven't noticed that. But I've also been interlocking for so long at this point. Maybe I'm just used to it. I'm not too sure. For the 9, yeah, I am gonna go back to the original hole, that Island Green, the PGA West Stadium course. Hole 17 is the 9-iron hole. Right idea, better distance, but a little bit too far right. Not bad though. I'm 12 feet 4 inches. Here we go. Again, it's going to hit the fringe between where I need it to land. If I can just get that one 2 yards to the right, it lands soft off the green and then gives it a chance, but barely missing that landing zone. Big pull there. Man, started the day off with a lot of small right misses, and now I just got a little bit of small left misses going on. Got to get back to that in-between here. Right idea with a little bit too much fade. Man, this is frustrating because now the distance is perfect and I can't get it in the landing zone where back about 30 attempts ago the distance was a bit long and I kept hitting the landing zone, but it would go like 9 feet by, so I really want to try to take advantage of this. But it's a little bit inconsistent here. Alright, there we go. That should hit the landing zone. And it's long. Caught the fringe anyway, but didn't get quite enough backspin on that one compared to the last 2 or 3. Alright. Did you watch any of the Players' Championship? Yeah, I did watch quite a bit of it. I was really rooting for Oberg at the end, but he kind of choked on Sunday. Still really happy that Cameron Young won, though. I really like his game. What about you? Were you watching that as well, and who were you rooting for? Gotten so close to a 200-yard shot? That's awesome. I overlap. Do you think that's more of a preference, or is interlocking better? I think it's just personal preference. So many pros overlap and so many pros interlock. I think it's completely down to what feels right for you, and I don't think that should matter too much. Always root for Bob. That's a good. I do like him a lot. Bob McIntyre. That's a good one. All right, here we go. Lonely Lemon. I've been trying to get into some soccer since I know the World Cup is. I don't know when it is, but I know it's coming up. But I'm trying to get into soccer. I'll let you know what games I watch in the future here, but I got to get into it. That one looks like a decent line. Perfect distance, but too far right. Right idea, though. Currently, I've got to focus on college basketball for now. The Wisconsin Badgers, which is the college that I go to, they got the 5 seed for March Madness. So we've got our first game of the tournament tomorrow against High Point University. But once March Madness is done, then I got to switch over to some soccer and give it a try. Oh man, swing is starting to get a little bit lazy. I think I'm about an hour and like 15 minutes in. But I'm going to try to push through and get some good attempts. Watched a bit of the baseball tournament? Yeah, I watched parts of that as well. Be watching your stream soon again. Good luck on the 9 hole in 1. Thanks, Cozy. Thanks for joining. I'll see you on the next one. But yeah. Let's see, what sports have you played? I have played, back in high school, I actually didn't even touch, I played golf, but outside of the seasons. I was a cross-country runner in the fall, and then I played tennis in the spring. And then right around that 2020 summer, I would have been, I think, a sophomore in high school. I really wanted to switch to golf, but I was a little bit too committed to tennis because those are in the same season for high school sports. So I finished up high school playing 4 years of tennis, and now I've completely switched over to golf. All right, that one's got a really good chance. Probably rolled behind it by about a foot or two. It's going to end up like 3 to 4 feet. 4 feet, 4 inches almost. Right idea. Just got to get lucky with one of those. Well, 2 in a row in the landing zone. Unfortunately, that one was a little bit longer than the last, but feels good to get 2 in a row on that left side using the slope. Almost 3 in a row, but that one's going to fade a little bit too much. I think that was the last. Yeah, that was the last shot there. Yeah, definitely way easier. What about you, Ed Myers? What sports have you played? Gotta go sleep. See you in the next stream. Maybe I'll see a hole in one on one of these streams. Yeah, I hope it's coming soon, Stonebone Matthews. But thanks for joining, and I'll see you in one of the next ones. Yeah, got 2 in the landing spot there. Unfortunately, neither of them went in, but back in the right area. All right, let's see. Here we go. I've got, unfortunately, 12 more minutes in my simulator bay, but I'm going to try to take advantage of them. Really, really close tonight. Really want to get one today. But this 8-iron is definitely coming soon with this hole, if I don't get it today. A little too far right. Again, though, good distance. Just got to keep this distance up. Unfortunately, when I hit left, I closed the club face a little bit more, which is causing those to go long. So maybe I just got to aim a little bit more left and play the fade that I play when I miss to the right. Big chunk on that one. Not the best. Yeah, got to get at least 3 close ones. Golf, football, soccer, lacrosse, flag football. That's awesome. That's a good variety. Yeah, I'm hoping to get one more improvement tonight. Would be awesome. Let's see if we can get it done. All right, that one's going to hit the landing zone. Just a little bit long again. Same thing. Lonely Lemon, have you been playing much golf recently? That was a lazy swing. That's frustrating. Ooh, and it's going to go all the way down the slope over here. Luckily still, I thought the 8-iron was going to start giving me some more fatigue than the 9-iron, but it feels pretty similar. I kind of start to feel it right around, I would say like an hour and a half, and then anything past 2 hours is pretty difficult with trying to get consistent attempts. But the fatigue really doesn't set in until about hour and a half. So that is the good news. Unfortunately, this isn't even fatigue right now. This is just a mess. Here we go. Let's get it back. 2 bad attempts there. Jack of all trades. Weather's still kind of unpredictable. Gotcha. Hoping to get in this weekend. Yeah, that's awesome. Tea time this Friday. On the Friday. Here we go. Let's lock in a bit. The weather here in Wisconsin has been very unpredictable as well. We actually, I believe it was last Monday, it was like 65 and sunny. And I was like, oh my gosh, golf season's so close. And then literally 3 days ago, we got 15 inches of snow, which is still on the ground, but now it's either Friday or Saturday is going to be 70 and sunny. So I don't know how it goes from 65 and sunny to 15 inches of snow to 70 and sunny within a week and a half, but Wisconsin weather has really been tricking me with when golf season is going to start. A little too far left, I think. Yep, caught the fringe. Oh man. Would have been the right shot shape if I actually decided to hit the ball and not the mat 2 inches behind the ball. It's alright though. Decent line. Oh, a little bit too far right. Probably 3 or 4 feet. No fade on that one. Better distance, but no fade. Oh my, couple chunks in a row on that set of 5. Here we go. Come on. I think that was shot number 5. Snow and March is wild. Yeah, the Midwest springs are very interesting. Too much muscles. Gotta take a little bit more off here. All right, here we go. Come on. Grab some water real quick. All right. I should have time for 10 more shots, I think. I need an improvement. I want it bad. It's overdue. Let's get an improvement on one of these last 10. Full focus on all of them. Here we go. Okay, not a bad start. A little bit long, and then a little bit left. It hit the, nice view of the flag. A little bit long and a little bit left. Hit the fringe. That one could be good if it catches the green. Didn't quite catch the green. Might have been short even if it did. Oh man, that's so frustrating. It's just so lazy. Got 10 swings left. I can't be wasting ones like that. Too much fade. Too much fade and a little bit too far right on the start line. All right, come on, hit the landing zone, be the right distance. Oh my gosh, that one hurts. 2 feet 4 inches, and it must have rolled by like 2 or 3 inches short of the pin. All right, 5 more attempts. Thought that was the one. buy the stall and live there. All right, come on, last 5 attempts. Lock it in, no lazy swings, and let's try to get 2 on the landing zone on the left. Hopefully give 2 shots a chance here. Okay, sorry. The ball was moving. The ball was rolling on me. Reset. Didn't want to waste a swing. Honestly, not a bad idea. It just didn't cut as much as I wanted to. But I think playing a little bit of a bigger fade is helping with distance control. Not too upset with that one. All right, that's the landing zone. Now, is the distance good? Short. Very short. Took a little bit too much off. 6 feet 1 inch. Needs to get a little bit left. Oh, actually almost flew in and dunked it. I couldn't really tell. It's hard to tell where it actually lands, but it looked really close. I don't know, though. All right. 2 more attempts. Man, that one just trampolined off my club face. That one's going to be long. Yeah, that one had like no, I got my stats up, and that one had no spin, and somehow the smash factor was 1.42 with an 8 iron. My usual is like 135 to 138, and it had about 1,000 RPM less spin. So that one just completely trampolined off the club face. All right, here we go. Last attempt, end on a good one. Stay left. No. Short right. Tried taking a little bit too much off on those last couple. Oh man, that's frustrating. I thought that like 5th to last one was going to go. A dunk would be lit? Yeah, that would be lit. Alright. Man, that's frustrating. But I'm unfortunately out of time there. So, quick update on the schedule. I'm going to try for like 7 days straight to stream every day. And hopefully, I really am confident about this 8 iron with this slope. I think I can get the 8 iron done in single-digit days. And then I've got my spring break, so I'll be gone for about a week. But I should be posting some shorts content because I am playing Stream Song Red over my spring break, which I am super excited for. Probably, I think it's the highest ranked course I've ever played. So I got Stream Song Red and then a couple Disney courses as well. But hopefully I can get this 8 iron done before spring break. That would be pretty awesome. Thank you everyone for watching. I know N. Myers, you were here literally the whole time. And then Lonely Lemon, of course, I appreciate whenever you come into the chat. Thanks for stopping in, and I'm glad you could finally catch one on the different time zone. But yeah, I really appreciate everyone who stopped in. I admire the confidence. Yeah, maybe it's might be a little much, but we'll see. But yeah, I really appreciate it. Super fun stream again, like always. And hopefully I'll see everyone back tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day, Lonely Lemon, and everybody else I think is going to bed from the U.S. But all right, that's it for tonight, and I will see you next time.